It's going to be a very busy and active day with lots happening in the kitchen, and whenever I have lots to cook and prep. I get our Flexispot adjustable standing desk into the kitchen for that generous added on space that it creates with luxury of working at my very own comfort, adjusting to my needs. Flexispot have this amazing fitness chair which is 2-in-1 that I had to get my hands on it. Usually, there is someone or the other at home who helps me in assembling, putting things together, but today it's only me. And to my very own surprise, I found assembling this chair was all easy, quite straightforward, that I could work on my own without feeling the need of help. And I also managed to put this up in a very little space that I had. The markings on the pedal with letters L and R left and right, making it easy to connect. It had step-by-step guidance for easily attaching one thing to another to build up this super comfortable chair, an office chair come a fitness chair. I mean, how cool is this? I love the idea and fall in love with anything that is so smartly built that we can use things in multiple ways, saving up a lot on pockets and the space at home, which is always an issue. And with such smartly built things that we can make that best use of that little space at home. This sit-to-go fitness chair from Flexispot that can be used either indoors or outdoors, and it can be easily moved from room to room with its mobility of wheels. I never dreamt to have an exercise bike at home, but this feeling to have one is so good. A breathable mesh backrest ensures comfort and stability, and adjusting the height easily with one touch lever even while seated. It has a firm seat cushion which is supportive and very comfortable. I'm so happy myself having a gym machine at home that I cannot wait to use and show it to the rest of the family. Having a gym machine at home just to ourselves, it's like the bike at your feet. It is very professional that I can adjust the resistance level and working and keeping a count on my calories. I'm just being so happy that I had to share this happiness and the feeling with you all. And it's almost lunchtime now. With it being just me for lunch, I'm going to keep it simple but very, very, very healthy. A bowl filled with goodness. There are many a times that we want to eat good food filled with nutrients, but we are not sure on how to do, what to do. So this is what I do. I gather all good protein intakes that is at home. Now what I have may not be the same that you want to have or have the same ingredients at home, but you can just follow this idea for a great one bowl lunch. And I love using my all-in-one standing desk EG8 that I can easily adjust the height to suit with what I'm doing with just a single touch of a button. The most spacious desktop that I can accommodate so many things on one desk. If you're looking for that extended added on space in your kitchen area, this could be it. It's a multifunctional desk that can be used for office work as well. And if I feel the need of adjusting the height, then I can do so. This table is so good in helping us to keep the right posture. I'm just grating a carrot. I have a small cup to measure in couscous with a cup of hot water, allowing it to fluff up. And I'm using the steamer to steam beans, peas and avocado. It is very similar to edamame beans that we find in supermarkets. I'm keeping it ready to get steamed. Jackfruits are packed with nutrients, proteins and vitamins and fiber that can be very easily included in our diet. In a pan, I add in a teaspoon of coconut oil, cumin seeds, sweet corn, jackfruit, fenugreek leaves, which is methi leaves, mente soppu, and couscous with some salt and lime that I have it in one side of the bowl. And I just continue to use the same pan with some olive oil, handful of spinach leaves, and then I add in chili flakes and salt. Couscous can be quite dry, having sides like this to combine adds in flavor and moisture. Grated fresh carrot as a salad. I have slight change of mind to eat fresh mangoes that is really raw and hard to eat on its own, but sauteing it is a great way to enjoy the raw mango and also the best way to finish it off for good. And it's also a great combination with other elements in the bowl with tanginess, a scoop of yogurt with a few pumpkin seeds, a wholesome one pot rich in protein, vitamins and minerals that I would love to sit down and enjoy it peacefully watching my favorites.
Chintu, kodla putta ningi snacks.
It's almost time to pick up Sanika from school and I have her snack ready with steamed greens that she loves eating after school.
Bama, hakini? Yeah. Babdi? Aita ba, lugutin ba? Nana uncle ni dali din kodtini.
Now that I'm really full, that will easily keep me going on until dinner time. It's time for me to prep for Shreyu, who is at uni, and we are leaving tomorrow to Birmingham to see her for the weekend. And one of the things that she misses the most, well, apart from us, is home cooked food. So here I am making instant food packs for her, which should be sufficient for 3 weeks time approximately, and then she will be home for Christmas holidays. So here I have some fresh vegetables that I have washed, beans and carrots. Being vegetarians, it becomes really important to have vegetables and lentils in our diet. So I'm making the most of these things ready, and as a mom, you know how important it is to multitask in all that we do. And now that I have my exercise bike cum chair, I have to make the most with no excuses of not having the time for exercises. I can adjust the table height for my comfort while pedaling and my legs don't touch the table. Well, chopping and talking over the phone has always been my very favorite multitasking combination, but this one, exercising on my exercise bike, is definitely going to take over of exercising and shopping, parallelly multitasking. I'm chopping carrots and beans into small cubes and transferring it into a freezer bag. For freezing, when we will reach Shreya's accommodation, that she can use for making fried rice or upma or for anything basically. Now I'm making an instant upma version, for which in a pan I have 2 tablespoons of oil, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, handful of cashew nuts, a tablespoon of chana dal and urad dal, 3 dried red chilies, 3 small cups of semolina that I roast. She will be able to make 3 portions 3 times of upma by just adding in this mix with chopped vegetables and hot water. Semolina is nice and hot with the slightest touch. So this way I make the instant upma ready at home. Now I am making instant pongal mix, measuring in 3 cups of moong dal, 2 tablespoons of oil in a pan, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, a tablespoon of whole peppercorns, a tablespoon of cumin seeds, and measured moong dal that I roast, and then I add in 3 cups of washed rice that I warm up along with moong dal, which is hesar bele, a teaspoon of pepper powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, quarter teaspoon of ginger powder that I mix and combine. What she will have to do is add in hot water and set to boil until the rice and dal is softened, and add some salt to make pongal. Here is to another very favorite South Indian delicacy that she loves is Shinga Bija Chitranna, which is lemon and peanut rice with 2 tablespoons of oil, a teaspoon of mustard seeds, half a cup of peanuts, shinga that I roast until I hear them popping slightly, a tablespoon of chana dal and urad dal, a teaspoon of green chili paste, quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder, salt to taste, and a full fresh lime. This is actually a goju, a paste that can be stored for a very long time in the refrigerator, and storing in small containers is easy as she has to share the refrigerator space with her roommates, and when she feels like eating chitranna, she will have to make rice and mix this goju. This will be sufficient easily for 3 times. Shreya loves eating toasties, so here is a filling that I am making with peas that she can stuff in the bread slices with 3 tablespoons of oil in a pan, a teaspoon of mustard seeds, a tablespoon of chana dal and urad dal, half a bag of frozen peas, that I saute. I'm trying my best to give her different vegetables in different forms which are long lasting, and now I add in half a cup of water, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of green chili paste, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and salt to taste, and then finally I add in fresh lime. I'm reusing honey glass jars to store the stuffing mix of peas for toasty. Glass jars like these come in very useful these days to pack food for Shreya on a regular basis. So I make sure to save them as and when I can. Lentils are such a must for vegetarians that she hardly gets to eat these days, past a few months. So I'm planning to make 2 different versions of dal or rasam, you can say. And whenever I get an opportunity to sit, I make the most of the time, pedaling, exercising to keep my feet moving for good, whilst my hands are busy chopping. And to be honest, the mind seems to be more alert in a productive way, in a good way, rather than just merely thinking of all kinds of things. So I would definitely continue to do what I have started today in multitasking for good, physically being fit and mentally being stable. After a good 10 minutes workout, I prefer standing and working with a good upright posture, which makes it very easily achievable with my Flexispot standing desk. I'm leaving a link of both these wonderful must-haves at home, requiring less space and creating adequate working area. So please make sure to check out the link in the description box to shop at Flexispot. I have chopped all that is needed further for the next set of cooking. Shreya loves rajma, and kidney beans are excellent source of proteins and vitamins. That I keep a tin of kidney beans ready for her to use, and I just make the tadka ready with a tablespoon of oil, a teaspoon of jeera, which is cumin seeds, 1 big onion cut lengthwise that I saute until they change color, adding in a teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, and then 1 big tomato cut lengthwise. I add in little water along with a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of dhania powder, 2 teaspoons of jeera powder, salt to taste, a teaspoon of MTR garam masala, and a few drops of lime. Now basically I have made the tadka ready that she can either refrigerate or freeze to use for later date, and when she feels like eating the rajma, she has to open the tin and combine with the tadka along with some water for 6 to 8 minutes time. Now I'm quickly going to make a very thick puree for rasam that we actually call it as saru, with a tablespoon of oil, mustard seeds, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 3 green chilies, finely chopped an inch of ginger, 2 tomatoes chopped. This is a saru that we eat regularly at home and find it very satisfying. To this I also add in 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and salt to taste, and combine it with tur dal that is cooked and mashed without any water. So basically we want it to be in a thick form like a puree that she can scoop out as much as needed, and combine it with water and set it to boil to eat with rice. It is easier to store, easier to pack, and easier to travel as well when it is in a thick form. These were some of the boxes that I used to use regularly when they were babies and for their lunchbox in primary school. They are coming in very helpful again. I am mainly taking small containers and dividing it in portions, as it will be easy when freezing, and she can take out 1 pot at a time to use. I am making another easier version of dal which is flavored with lime and salt. Quite a heartwarming dal with rice. We call it as limbe hennin tave, with a tablespoon of oil, a teaspoon of mustard seeds and cumin seeds, 5 garlic cloves chopped, 5 green chilies chopped, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 1 full lime with the amount of salt needed, and a cup of cooked tur dal that is nicely mushed that I combine well, and it's the same for this as well. She has to scoop out a little portion and combine it with water and salt and set it to boil. I think it's the mother's love that we work around and think and plan to what we can in the best possible way to get home cooked food to reach to our children. And to be honest, all that I cooked and prepped today will last for easily for 2 weeks time, or a little bit, probably a little bit more than that. And I hardly took a couple of hours to make everything. So it's not that tedious if you plan ahead with simple yet healthy recipes just like the ones that I did today, asking very little time. Mother's love and the satisfaction that we get after cooking for our children cannot be measured nor compared. It's a total different feeling altogether that cannot be compared with the time that we dedicate for this. Having fed our children even at a very far distance from us is a very nice feeling on its own. So we are heading tomorrow for the weekend to spend time with Shreyu. Hope you all have a lovely weekend with your loved ones. And if this is something that you loved watching and found this video useful, then please consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos.